can bend you like a pretzel, I can tear you in two. I like to taunt you and scare you and make you feel lame. Cause in this business, that's the name of the game. I'm a big-time wrestler and I like what I do. I destroy my opponent just to entertain you. I win or I lose by the count of 3. But whatever the outcome, you can't defeat me. The ropes won't save you when I start my attack. If you try to escape, I'll just pull you back. I'll spin you like a top, and when you've had enough, I'll turn up the heat and really start to get rough. Cause I'm a big-time wrestler and I like what I do. I destroy my opponent just to entertain you. I win or I lose by the count of 3. But whatever the outcome, you can't defeat me. 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 Good evening, all. Dr. Larry Lloydenstein here for Wrestle Birmingham. I'm here with my assistant, Mad Jack. We're working on our latest project. We're building the perfect wrestler. But for right now, let's show you some NWA Championship Wrestling action. Don't go away. Saw. Coming right up, a match between Brickhouse Brown and River DeAngelo. Don't miss it. Wrench.
Introducing first, from Jasper, Alabama, weighing at 225 pounds, River DeAngelo. From Miami, Florida, weighing in at 240 pounds, please welcome Brickhouse Brown.
Ow, she's a brick. Ow. She's nice to nice tech, just letting it all hang out. Ow, she's a brick.
Before we can get underway here on Wrestle Birmingham, right away as Brickhouse Brown makes his way to the ring, River DeAngelo right away Pearl Harbors him, and we're underway with this match. Brickhouse did not even get his shirt playing Brick. Brick still with the agility. The big man on River DeAngelo. 1, 2, and a flying press, and he only got a 2 count. Drop kick. Down goes DeAngelo. Another one, that time to the back of the head. And Brickhouse Brown, that's one thing you don't do on the former Auburn football player. You do not attack this man before he is ready. It's bad enough you got to wrestle him and fight him when he's ready, but it is a very, very bad thing to do. It's stirring up a hornet's nest, literally, and River DeAngelo trying to call a timeout on the outside of the ring. My goodness. DeAngelo not in a hurry now. He was in a hurry to lock it up with Brickhouse Brown. Not in a hurry now at all. Big card of action coming to Birmingham on October the 8th. That is a Saturday night. And one match you've already heard about. It will be a classic, a return classic. It will be a big Legends card that night. And in that return classic match, Wendell Cooley will be in action against the exotic Adrian Street. And oh my goodness, look who has joined us at ringside. Jimmy Powell, the motivational speaker himself, has joined us for the commentary here at ringside. Jimmy?
Well, Mike, you know, I know it's your pleasure to have me here again, of course, and I thought I'd come out and watch this Brickhouse Brown match. You know, I've heard a little bit about this River DeAngelo. Don't really know what he's got, what he's made of, but I certainly know Brickhouse Brown. I've seen him around for years and years, wrestled him quite a few times. And, you know, he may just need a little help tonight, and I come to encourage him a little bit, you know.
Yeah, your motivational, your encouragement here on Wrestle Birmingham in the past, Jimmy, I hate to say it, but it's backfired. You're expecting now that Brickhouse may take your advice?
What do you mean backfired? Everybody I've tried to help has benefited from my help, you know. Randy Rose a few weeks ago, he benefited. Well, even I hate to say this, but even Brad Armstrong has benefited from my new video, A Generation of Motivation. I mean, let's admit, it's the greatest video out today. You know, Brad, just a few years ago, was an opening match guy. He's the only Armstrong that never got a break. And now, tonight, look where he's at, the semi-main event. I mean, he secretly bought my video.
Oh, well, those are strong words, and the monologue, of course, you're hearing is from the illustrious Jimmy Powell, the motivational guru of professional wrestling and other areas as well. And Brickhouse Brown, in the meantime,
look at Brick. Look at him there.
He is making short work of River DeAngelo. DeAngelo he's just not mounting any kind of offense whatsoever. In fact, when he tried to attack Brickhouse Brown before Brickhouse could make his way in the ring, all that did was make Brick a little more mad than he already was.
Well, it might have motivated him a little bit, but I'll tell you what, this River DeAngelo, I could offer him my help, but I'm not real sure. I'm interested in helping a young man that can't help himself, you know.
Wearing the colors of the Miami Hurricanes as football season in the Mid-South gets underway, and right away, Brickhouse Brown. That's one thing, and I know you've wrestled Brickhouse. You know that his prowess in the ring. To me, Brickhouse Brown has gone from the wrestler that was very explosive and very fast to one that has become very methodical and capable of doing just about anything that needs to be done in the ring. But right now, DeAngelo is taking over on him.
In other words, what you're saying, he's put on about 60 pounds. He's slowed down a whole lot, and he's really having a problem getting his breath. That's what you're trying to say, isn't it? Why don't you just go ahead and say what you mean, Michael?
What I'm saying is this man was a great football player at Auburn University, played semi-pro ball, played in the pros for a while, went on the circuit. I mean, this was one of the original gangsters. This is a man that has been up and down the roads and the highways and the skyways of professional wrestling, and right now he's come to Wrestle Birmingham with one thing in mind, and that's to win the Alabama championship.
Well, I guess it is better to be a has-been than it ever was, and Brickhouse Brown certainly has been a star, but, you know, I could repackage this guy and make something out of him. A few weeks ago, I offered Ricky Morton that same advantage. I tried to, you know, who wants a 47-year-old teenager? I mean, I told him, I said, Ricky, your rock and roll thing's got to go, and, you know, the same with Brickhouse. You know, he's just going to have to kind of repackage himself if he's going to be effective here in Wrestle Birmingham.
Well, it's funny, you mentioned Ricky Morton, and I know for a fact that he's on an extensive tour of Japan and the Orient right now. Obviously, somebody wants him. He's still got it. And I think you're selling this man short in the ring. I think, well, right now, he's being on the short end of the stick with River DeAngelo, but Brickhouse Brown is a man that I think his best days are still ahead of him.
Well, I'm glad you can see further than I do, Michael, because I'll tell you what, I'll tell you, I like Brick. I'm not taking nothing away from him. He's a wonderful guy. You know, he's set up because somebody in the back hollered suey, and he thought they were getting ready to slop the hogs. That's why he set up.
Jimmy, let's not get carried away, but
okay,
let's get carried away.
I really want to encourage you, Michael. I don't want to discourage you. I tell you what, the people in Birmingham are wonderful fans. I was on the radio just the other day on 102.5 The Bull, and they were so receptive to me.
I bet so,
excited.
because you can shoot the bull so well.
Wait a minute. Well, let's get back to the match, Michael. Look how great Brickhouse Brown's looking tonight.
Brickhouse is doing well. Let's also mention the fact that coming up on October 8th, the Legends match, the Legends night, if you would, a night of legends in championship wrestling. Legends of the NWA returning to the Magic City. We've got a lot of things to talk about on that, and one of those matches, Exotic Adrian Street. Brickhouse got a 2 count that time as River DeAngelo got his foot over the ropes. But Adrian Street will defend the European title against none other than Wendell Cooley. And this man, Brickhouse Brown, will be in action, but right now he's got his hands full with River DeAngelo. Russian leg sweep.
Wendell Cooley's wrestling again? I thought he was training ponies or something for a living.
And that's it. Oh, Brickhouse Brown using the Russian leg sweep gets the victory tonight.
I told you what a great athlete he is.
Over River DeAngelo.
Well, put together, everybody knows this is how the story goes. She knows she's got everything that a woman needs to get a man. Yeah, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome former Auburn football player and legendary wrestler Brickhouse Brown. Brick, good match, good win.
It's good to be here. What's happening in Birmingham?
Now look who's, this is Roy Lee Welch. He is the enforcer of the NWA, and I hope you've got good news, Roy.
I've got very good news. I'll tell you what, this man right here, who's one of my favorites, is one of the only men right now that I can really trust with this very important assignment.
All right.
Signed on October the 8th at Boutwell Auditorium, one of the most important matches that Alabama has ever seen. A loser leave town, no disqualification where there must be a winner. Now, as you know, Jimmy Golden is always followed by Robert Fuller. Right. You can't trust Robert Fuller. I know, he may be family. You can't trust Robert Fuller.
Those are strong words, Roy.
I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. All right. Jimmy Golden is going to be going against the Bullet. Okay. In a loser leave town, no disqualification match. I want you, Brickhouse, to be the special referee for that match. Me? You.
Jimmy Golden, Bullet Bob Armstrong, Boutwell Auditorium, October 8th, loser leave town, Brickhouse Brown, special referee.
Special referee, because I know that he's going to watch and he'll be fair. If anybody out here can be fair, it'll be Brickhouse, and I put a lot of trust in him.
I think you've made a wise decision. Brick, what do you think about that?
Well, begging your pardon, now you know I don't know nothing about refereeing, but I can tell you this, I'm a quick learner. And you know what? I got some history with Mr. Robert Fuller. Some dudes got to be paid. Now, I'm gonna call it right down the middle like I see it, but I can promise these people one thing, Bullet Bob ain't going nowhere.
Brickhouse Brown, special guest referee, October 8th, loser leave town match, Boutwell Auditorium on Legends Night. Brick, you got your work cut out.
Hey, Bullet, after the match, brother, what about the next day? We fire up the grill, cook a few steaks, you know what, and do a little something, and kick it in right. Because I'm going to tell you right now, tell Mama you're going to be here for Christmas, brother, because you ain't going nowhere, Bullet. But mind you, I'm going to call it right down the middle like I see it.
Thank you very much, Roy Lee Welch, Brickhouse Brown, the enforcer of the NWA, and our special guest referee, loser leave town match coming your way at the Big Legend Show on October 8th at the Birmingham Boutwell Auditorium. Let's take a break. More of Wrestle Birmingham coming your way.
Don't miss what's coming up next. Hammer. We'll be back. You asked for it, you got it. We have official Wrestle Birmingham t-shirts just like this one for $10, and we have Wrestle Birmingham hats just like mine for $15. If you'd like to have either or both, you can purchase them at the shows, or you can contact us at 205-970-0333, or go to our website at www.wrestlebirmingham.com. This is the one we've been waiting for, the six-man Texas death match. It's the Stud Stable against the Armstrong clan. We'll probably get some extra body parts.
day I was born, the nurses gathered round, gazed in wide wonder at the joy they had found. The head nurse spoke up, said, leave this one alone. She could tell right away I was bad to the bone. Bad to the bone. Bad to the bone.
And making their way into the ring at this time, hailing from Marietta, Georgia, they are the Armstrong family. Brad Armstrong, Super Kick Scott Armstrong, and Bullet Bob, the Armstrong.
I broke 1,000 hearts before I met you.
This match about to get underway.
This match is a Texas
death match. Falls count anywhere. A six-man tag battle. The Armstrongs, Brad, Scott, and the Bullet Bob taking on Jimmy Golden and Robert Fuller, joined by the third member of the stud stable, Elix Skipper. We're about ready to get this match underway. Roy George, senior referee for Wrestle Birmingham, is ready to ring the bell. And we are ready to get this one underway. Elix Skipper, Fuller and Golden against the Armstrongs. What a match this should be. We are joined at ringside by a bunch of folks. The referee is calling for the microphone here, folks. And in the confusion, referee Roy George wants the microphone. Let's see what he's going to say.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to explain one thing to you before this match gets started. Whoa, 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 Fuller. Whoa, Fuller. Armstrong, back off right now. Back off. Texas death match rules are in effect. After a pinfall, you'll have the count of 10 to answer. If a man does not regain to his feet after the count of 10, loses the match. Is that clear?
Are you talking Mexican or what? I can't understand you.
You shut up and stand there.
Are you talking Chinese?
After a pinfall, get out right here. After a pinfall, you'll have the count of 10 to get to your feet. If you don't get to your feet, you lose. That's it. You understand? It's a Texas death match.
This is a Texas death match. Senior referee Roy George explaining specifically what it means. Falls do not count, but they count anywhere they happen. At the end of a pin, the wrestlers must return to the ring. The pinned wrestler will have the count of 10 to return, and all of a sudden, the match breaks out with Robert Fuller and Brad Armstrong going at each other. Boy, these six will go at each other tooth and nail, and Armstrong going after Fuller makes the tag to Elix Skipper, and Skipper now is going to come into the ring against Brad Armstrong. Elix Skipper, the youngest member of the stud stable that was reorganized specifically for Wrestle Birmingham by Robert Fuller, the Colonel, with his partner Jimmy Golden, and Skipper was the first recruit to sign on, and he has got a monumental task on his hand right now with Brad Armstrong. Brad, Bob, Scott, one of wrestling's first families in the ring across the way. Fuller, Golden, Elix Skipper. Texas death match here on Wrestle Birmingham. Our ring announcer, Dan Masters, has joined me. Dan, I know this is your first opportunity to come here to Wrestle Birmingham, but what great athletic prowess we see each and every week here on ABC 3340.
Well, Michael St. James, I tell you what, it is my first time here, but I've done a little research, I've got to tell you, and wow, Wrestle Birmingham, and just look at the talent inside our ring at this time. We've got Elix Skipper and Brad Armstrong, these two guys. What talent, and the years of experience in this ring at this time. I mean, wow, the fans couldn't ask for more with Wrestle Birmingham.
It is pretty incredible, and I've asked Dan to sit in with me just on a few minutes to just give an insight, because I know this is your first opportunity, and it is very impressive. And I think the fans, when they come to Wrestle Birmingham, that's the first thing they notice is the quality of the athletes that are in the stable, if you would, of Wrestle Birmingham.
I got to tell you, I mean, wrestling happens all over the world, but one of the hotbeds has always been Alabama, and Birmingham especially, and well, look at this. It's here.
And right now, it's Brad Armstrong taking over on Elix Skipper. Tag is made to the specialist of the super kick. Scott Armstrong in. Pounds that fist. You know, there's not a tag team in the world. I don't care what two individuals you put together, of what two styles of wrestling, but no two wrestling people, if you would, two wrestling event stars mesh together like family. And that's what this Armstrong family has been. And they are family. They have always worked together in the entire history of the Armstrong family for over 3 decades now. And right now, a double team on Elix Skipper as they're taking this young man to the woodshed here in this Texas Death Match. Bully Bob with the body slam, the full slam. The patriarch of the Armstrong family.
You talk about family. There's been a lot of brother tag teams over the years, but a family like, whoa.
There's the pinfall.
There you go.
And the Armstrongs have taken a fall. Now Elix Skipper has a 10 count to come to his feet, or this match is over. The referee has begun the count. The count is reached 4.
As the fans are counting along, this is a true family atmosphere here. All these fans, they told me during the break, they feel like a part of our family at Wrestle Birmingham.
And indeed, the count has reached 6, 7.
This is getting close here.
And Elix Skipper is to his feet at the 7 count. And the tag is made, and now Brad Armstrong will take over on the already wounded Elix Skipper. Skipper trying to mount a comeback. Russian leg sweep, and down he goes. Here's the pin. 1, 2, 3. Got him again. Got him again. And Robert Fuller is incensed that Elix Skipper has been pinned again. And Robert Armstrong's trying to come to his aid. Referee moving in between the head of the stud stable, sending him back to the corner.
That's one thing throughout the years. There's been many stables around professional wrestling, and there's always been a young buck, a young horn, a lion that the others kind of mold and form. And this is Elix Skipper's chance to prove himself here.
Right now, Robert Fuller wants a tag. The referee's count now has reached 7, and Brad Armstrong pounds the back of Elix Skipper, trying to keep him away from his tag team partners, and indeed does so, dragging him across the ropes, now or across the ring apron, rather, and now taking him back into the center of the ring, now against the ropes, sends him across. Tag is made, and Scott Armstrong with that forearm smash across the chest. 1, 2, 3. They got another 3 count on Elix Skipper. They have obviously honed in on a weak link, or what they assume to be a weak link of the stud stable, and they're working over Elix Skipper.
With these Texas death rules, and listen to these people.
Well, they're a little ahead of the count.
Oh, I was going with the people. I wasn't paying attention to the referee here.
Oh, Dan Masters joining me, wrestling commentator out of the Columbus, Georgia area. Good to have him with us here in this Texas death match.
You know, I see a lot of wrestling towns throughout the area and throughout the world and do a lot of research, but I've got to say Wrestle Birmingham has proven itself here tonight.
Right now, and there is a great equalizer as Jimmy Golden.
What a dirty trick, and look what he's got there.
He looks like he may have had something in his hand and may have used it on. He may have had something in his hand.
I don't know if the people at home saw it, but I saw it.
Count 2, 3, and this time Brad Armstrong is pinned by Elix Skipper, but both men worse for wear. Robert Fuller wanting Skipper to make a tag. He wants him to tag out Jimmy Golden. Jimmy's not paying attention now. Gets his attention, and the tag is made, and Jimmy Golden coming in. But Brad Armstrong is still down. What's the count? 5 is the count. 6 is the count. If he is not back to his feet by the 10 count, the Armstrongs will lose the match.
The fans are firmly behind the Armstrongs. Whoa.
And right away, Jimmy Golden taking up where Elix Skipper left off on Brad Armstrong. Into the buckle. Brad is down. And Golden,
look at him taunting him, teasing him, and Bullett's trying to get in the ring himself.
And now here comes Robert Fuller, and they're double teaming Brad Armstrong.
The dirty tactics of this stable.
Robert Fuller can take advantage of more situations than any professional wrestler I've ever known. Swinging neck breaker. Neck breaker on Brad Armstrong. Fuller going for the count. He's not the legal man in the ring. Golden is, but he gets the count anyway on Brad Armstrong.
Texas death rules here, Wrestle Birmingham, and
referee being shoved around.
Yeah.
Again, the rule, unless Brad Armstrong can come to his feet at the 10 count, this match is history. Referee, very emphatic with the count. It's reached 6. Reached 7. Brad trying desperately to come to his feet, to one knee. Can he get up? He does, but Robert Fuller is lurking. Grabs Brad Armstrong by the throat, sends him into the turnbuckle. Tag is made, Jimmy Golden. Long-time tag relationship between these two men. Whereas they're not brothers.
We're just about ready, Mad Jack.
You need anything else, Dr. Larry? We'll be right back. You okay?
That's all the time we have for the show tonight, ladies and gentlemen. But don't forget, next week, right here on Channel 3340 at 12:35, we'll be back with more NWA Championship Wrestling action. Until then, this is Dr. Larry Lloydenstein and my assistant, Mad Jack. And we're about to unveil our latest creation, the world's greatest wrestler. Behold! Better learn to fly, cause you'll hit the mat hard when you come from the sky. Cause I'm a big time wrestler and I like what I do. I destroy my opponent just to entertain you. I win or I lose by the count of 3. But whatever the outcome, you can't defeat me. The ropes won't save you when I start my attack. If you try to escape, I'll just pull you back. I'll spin you like a top, and when you've had enough, I'll turn up the heat and really start to get rough. Cause I'm a big time wrestler and I like what I do. I destroy my opponent just to entertain you. I win or I lose.